about some basic arithmetic that you can use in Excel, and I'll show you a couple of tricks. So, first of all, we can just do some basic things like 1 plus 1 multiplied by 2 divided by 3. And you have to put equal. And that will be the number you get. Now, if you wanted to use parentheses, which is the third part, you could also have the exact same formula right here. And instead of doing that, put some parentheses here. And you have a different number or result. Now, if you wanted to do a power operator, you could also do that. You just need to use this equal to power by 2, and you get the number that you're looking for. Now, you can also combine two text values. All you have to do is put a value here, put a value here, and then in this third case or box, you would combine the two. You would do that and that, and you get the mix of the two. Okay. Then, if you want, also you can divide by 100 by just putting percentage at the end of a fraction, and also need to do equal to make it work. And you can also specify ranges. So for example, if you want to have a copy of A1 through D1, you would just write A1, 2 points, D1, again, equal A1, 2 points, D1. And it will copy the exact same values and formulas that you put. Now, we're going to talk about locking your reference. I will explain in which case you would like that. For example, you have those numbers, and you want to multiply each of them by this percentage. So you will start equal this multiplied by this percentage, and you will get this number. Now, if you drag it, you'll see that instead of taking the same value, it will just continue F2, G2. So what you want to do in order to keep the E2 value, you would put the dollar sign in between. And here you go. So you would have only this box that will be used. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Hi everyone. So today we're going to learn more about the if function. We're going to use this Facebook Insights data export in order to understand out of all those posts which reached that much people got the most interaction in terms of liking of pages and engagement with the post. So in order for us to do that, we will copy and paste those metrics. We'll start with this one, and we only want to have the values. So next we'll take this column and place it here. We also only want the values. That's the last one. Only with the values as well. So the total reach, the post ID, and the engagement. Then we want to add the percentage of conversion, which means out of the people reached, how many have liked or interacted, and the status of the post. Is it successful post or is not? So in order to get the conversion percentage, we just need to calculate the number of people interacted divided by the total reach. And put this number down. Perfect. And now we're going to use the if function. We want to know if the conversion is over 20%. And if it's the case, we want to display a very successful post. If it's not, we want to display failed post. Okay, so here we go. Now we want it to be for everything. So you see that there's only very few successful ones. But if we want to nest the formula, we can also have a bit more granular results. We can put status number 2. And here we can show equal if. I'm gonna nest it this time. So I want to know if this is more than 20%. If it is, we want to see that it's very successful post. If it's not, we don't want to see anything. We're just gonna nest it. If this is as well superior to 10%, we want to display a successful post. And then if it's not none of those, we want to say that it's failed. Okay, perfect. So let's try. Let's see if it works. Perfect. Very successful post. So we see that this formula helps us to be a bit more granular. Hope you like it and that you can now use it for your own research.
How to use VLOOKUP. So I'm going to apply VLOOKUP to this table just to showcase how VLOOKUP works. Obviously, with what I'm going to be doing, there's actually other ways to do it, but I'm just going to show you how VLOOKUP could actually apply as a digital analyst on our information, on our data. Okay, so first thing I normally do is I actually duplicate my table just to make sure that I actually do not mess it up. So I'm going to send it to duplicate, create a copy, and click OK, and then boom, automatically it's done. So then that way, I actually, like I said, do not actually mess up my original table. So because I've done that, let me see, so it's saying I can't do that. So let's go. Okay, stop freaking out. So we're going to go VLOOKUP, duplicates, done. Okay, so we can delete that one. And then, so basically how you use VLOOKUP is a situation would be if you had, say, 2 different managers, account managers, and you needed to give them different information. And in this example, I'm going to show you if, for instance, you had an account manager that dealt with the paid part of the campaigns, and then you had, and they needed to find out how the content was doing that they were actually paying for comparisons. And I'm going to show you how to do it just for organic content. And generally, I guess if you had a manager that focused just on the content and wanted to figure out how to which content actually worked organically and which one didn't, then you would give them that content. So you open up, obviously, we create a new tab. Then a new tab, we're going to have paid, and in the other tab, we're going to have organic. So the first thing we're going to do is for VLOOKUP to work, we need to actually give it a designated information for it to be able to pick up everything we're doing. So what VLOOKUP does is it actually, if we use the post IDs as our designated information and we put the post IDs in paid and in organic, then as we change information on the main table, it would automatically change the information on these tables. And as I show you, then you'll be able to see how that would work. So the first thing we need to do is we would have a post ID column. So we're going to label our columns to start with. So we're going to go post ID. And then the next one we're going to look at is going to be, so if we are doing this for paid, then obviously our next column is going to be total. So it's going to be total paid, comparison sake. I mean total. So sorry. So it's total reach, and then we're going to have paid reach followed by total impressions, because that's what we're going to be measuring if we wanted to measure impressions, followed by paid impressions. Okay, and then on this table, we would have, I would just go copy paste everything basically, and then just edit it how it needs to be, So then we change paid to organic, and then change paid to organic, and then if we want to make this look nice, we can actually just make sure that we do this so we're able to see our information for both for now. Okay, sweet. So now we have created our labels. What we're going to do now is we're going to copy our post IDs as they are on our table, and then we're going to paste them because that is what our key information is that actually keeps the information spreading across and uniform. Okay, so now what we do is we know this is the post ID in page, this is the same post ID in organic. What we need to do is we need to program the pages and tell the page what information to pull into the new tables from those post IDs. So how we do that is, I'm going to start with organic. We come here to our total reach. So if we look here, you'll see our total reach are columns at the top here are done A, B, C, D, E. But for VLOOKUP, what we're going to do is we're going to convert A, B, C, D, E to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we want to get something from column B, then when we work on our formula, we're going to say 2. If we want to get something from column C, we're going to say 3. From column D, we're going to say 4. And we're going to go back here. And let's see how do we then calculate total reach. Okay, so we're going to come in here and do our formula, which is going to be equals VLOOKUP, and then we're going to add our lookup value. So our lookup value is going to be on this table, it's going to be A2. So we're going to say A2. That's the first thing we need to put in there. So this is our reference. This is what we want it to pull the information from. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in a table array. A table array is what table do we want the information to come from. And the table we want the information to come from, we go like this. It's going to be table 57 because that's what our duplicate table actually is. So we're going to go to table 57, comma. Now we're going to put in our column index number, which is, when we look up here, going to be on column J down here, which is lifetime total reach, which that means that we want it to be column 10, because remember, we're using numbers instead of alphabets. And then we're going to add in there false. So it does the exact match of the information as it actually is changed. And then another thing is I'm going to add here a $sign to make sure that it keeps this information consistent throughout everything that we actually do. Okay, so there we go. Total reach is 404,991. Then what I do is to spread it across, you just go to the corner, you pull all the way to the bottom, and boom, it does your total reach for everyone. So now, quick tip, I'm going to copy this formula and paste it across so I don't have to rewrite it. And then all I need to do is just change the column number and it will automatically fill it in with the right information. So our organic reach is in column 11. Our total impressions are in column 14. Sorry, actually our total impressions are in column 13. And our organic impressions are in column 14. And then to spread this baby across, just grab the corner, drag it all the way down. And there it is. And same goes here. There we go. So now, as you look at the table, you'll see our totals actually look the same. So total reach and organic reach looks the same because if you have not boosted, then there is no other information to compare. So they're always going to look the same. But there's different things you could actually try and do now with this different table. Like you could actually use it to compare month to month, if you want to, how much organic reach you have on a total. You can use it to see week to week how much organic information you have in comparison. You could even use it to compare which posts actually perform better. And you could do that literally by just adding another one, which would go post type. And then you could actually just take your formula, copy paste, and then add your post type, which would be your D, which would be 4, to your formula. And then you'd be able to see, based on this, and add so many other variations to be able to look up and see which posts are performing and how they're performing and which ones are performing better for your organic post design. So now I did the organic first because I'm going to be a lazy bugger. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do paid, but we're going to do paid. This is what we're going to do. We are going to copy the headers. We don't need post type. I guess we can do post type. Go paid. Oh, I guess we just needed post type in this one. So we just add the new one, copy post type, and it's in there. And now for the formulas, all you need to do is literally just copy these, copy, and you can paste them across. Now, remember that these are working on organic, so now we have to change them. So our total reach is going to stay exactly the same. So we can just spread that formula across. But our paid reach, the formula is different because it's in a different column. So our column here for our paid reach is column 10. So we're going to change this to column 10. Sorry, I'm in column 12. So this is actually column 12. So I'm going to change this to column 12. So clearly we did not boost that post. So it has 0 paid impressions. But here's what happens when we edit. You can actually see the performance on the posts that were actually boosted. And then paid impressions stays the same. So we're going to drag it all the way down. And then paid impressions was a different one. So we're going to find the column for paid impressions, which was column 15. And then we can just drag this across and paste. And then obviously this one stays the same. You can drag it across and paste. So this is just an example of how you can actually use VLOOKUP. Because then what happens is every single month, when I pull up my analytics report from Facebook, then I can actually copy all the new information for that month, the post ID, and paste it into this here, and paste it into this here, and it would automatically give me the numbers. And based on that, I can come up with different formulas to find out the different ways that the paid content is actually working, and if I wanted to even compare it to how the organic information is working. Now also, if you look here, like I said to you earlier, with the organic reach, everything stays the same, but with the paid, there's difference. So if we have content that was boosted like this here, then you can see that it's actually the content adds up to more. So out of the 3,412 in reach that we had, only 1,885 was actually from the paid. And just by seeing this and looking at this, you can see that the organic actually did better than the paid, which means that we need to figure out a different strategy with our paid. If we look at this, that's what this is actually saying. Organic is actually doing a lot better than our paid. Okay, and that's how you can apply VLOOKUP to your Excel sheets for your Facebook Insights.
Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the formulas: left, right, middle, and find, search, trim, substitute, text, networking days international, working days international, small, large, minimum, maximum, and rank. Let's start with left. What left does is it's going to take an amount of numbers or letters from a cell, and it's going to be your left one. So it's going to start left to right, and you choose the amount. So you go left, put the formula, and it asks you the text, so where you want to take it from, A2 in this case, and the amount of numbers or letters that you want to take. Let's say we want the first 5. Now we put a 5 number. We close it off, and we get the first 5 numbers. Right, it's the same thing. Instead of going from left to right, this is going right to left. We put right, and we choose the cell that we want to take it from, A7 in this case, and we want the last 6 numbers. We close it off, and we have the last 6 numbers. For the middle, just like right and left, we're going to take the middle section. We go mid, we want to take it from, and here you can choose the number that you want to start from. So let's say we want to start from the 5. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we start from the 10th number. And how many numbers we want to take in between? We want to take 7, let's say. We close it up, and we have the 7 numbers starting from 5. Now for length, this one is going to tell us how many numbers of characters are in this cell right here. We go length. This one is the simplest one. Then we choose where we want to count it from. A7. We close it off, and we have 30 characters. Now this one has 2 purposes. We can find a letter or we can find a word. Let's go find, and we have to put the word or letter we want to find. Let's say we want to find the U letter, and we have to put this or else it's not going to work. We're going to find it from A22, and this is optional. You can put it or not, but this, you put the number of where you want to start looking for. If you put 1, it's going to start looking from the first character. If you put 5, it's going to start looking for the 5th character. You're going to put 1, close it out, and the word U is in 4th place. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is right here. Now to find a word, it's the same thing, but instead of putting a U, we're going to put the word. Let's say we want to find the word head. And we want to find it from A22 and start looking from the first character, and it's the 12th. So if we count, head is going to start from the 12th. Now, one thing to know about find is that it is case sensitive. So we have to look out for that. Now, search is pretty much the same thing as find. The difference that it can only find a letter. You can't find a word on this one. Put search, put what we want to find. Let's find an O from 8/27. And same as before, the number you want to start looking from. And it's the 18th. Now we go here to trim. Now trim is to help you fix a sentence like this one that has a lot of unnecessary spaces, and it's going to help you delete them instead of you having to click on it and delete yourself all the space. Now we go trim, and we take where we want to choose it from, and it gives you the whole sentence without any spaces. Now, substitute. Substitute helps you to change a word or a letter that you have right here. So let's say we have all these A's, but we want them all capitalized. We can do that with substitute. We put substitute. We put the text we want to start with. Now what we want to change the A, all text, and we want them capitalized. So put a capitalized A. And remember to always put, when we put letters or words, put these things over here. And instance numbers helps you. What do you want to substitute? In this case, we have 3 A's. If I put 1, it's only going to change the first one. If I put 2, it's only going to change the second one. If I put 3, it's only going to change the third one. In this case, we want to change them all. So we don't put anything there. We close it off, and we have all our A's substituted. Now then we want to only substitute the middle one. We go here. We want to change it from here. Well, all text is the letter we want to change. This is A. But we want to change it to. And we only want to change the second one. So we put the number to it. It's only going to capitalize the second one. Now the text formula can help you in this case. We have a date and we want to know what day it is, or we want to put it as a day. I want to put it as a day of the week. So in this case, this formula helps. We put text. The value is what we want to change. And the format text is it's what we want to change it to. In this case, we want day of the week. So I put day. And I want the day to only have 3 characters, 3 letters. So I put 3 Ds. And there we go, Sunday. So here comes Network Days, Networking Days International. Network Days helps us to count the days between a starting date and an ending date. Networking days does include Saturdays and Sundays, so they're not going to be counted on here. And it also helps us to count off the holidays. And we have a few holidays here that we made up. Now we start with networking days. And we have our start date, which is April 1st. Our end date, April 31st. And we have our holidays, which are these ones right here. We put them there, and we only have 20 days between those 2 days. And Networking Days International is different because the weekends are not included here, but it does give you other options for weekends. So let's start Networking Days International. We put the start date just like Networking Days, end date, and here's the difference with weekends. We have all these options. Let's say we only have Sundays as weekends. We put that there, and we put the holiday. It is optional if you want. We have that, and we have 24 days. Now we go for work days. Now work days, we have a starting date, just like networking days, but we have the amount of days this is going to take us. So networking days is going to help us get the ending date. Now we go work days. We put start date and the amount of days. Or we can also put the holiday. So let's put that there too. And our project is going to be done February 11th, 2019. Now, one thing to remember for this is to put this cell with the date format option right here. If not, it's going to give you a random number. Now, Workdays International. Same thing as Workdays, instead, this one gives you the option for different weekends. Now, for Workday International, same thing. Start date, the days it's going to take, and weekends. Let's say it is Wednesday only. And we take our holiday, we close it off, and we're gonna finish our project February 5th, 2019. Now for the last few ones, we have small. Now small is it's gonna give us the smallest number between a several amount of numbers. And we go small. Now with the arrays, we take all the numbers we wanna find our smallest numbers from. And on the K, we put 1, 2, 3, 4, indicating what small number we want. So if we want the smallest, we put 1. If we want the second smallest, we put 2, third smallest, 3, and so on. Let's say we want the smallest number of them all. We put 1, and we know it's 12. And let's do it with the third smallest number, just in case to see if it works. Put there, and we have 22 right here. Now with minimum, the difference is that it's going to give you the minimum number, the smallest one, but it doesn't give you the option of the smallest, the second smallest, the third smallest, which the small formula does. So right here, we put minimum, put right here, and it's going to give us 12. Now large is the same thing as small, just we invert it and we find the largest number. We put large, the array is from here. And just like before, if we put 1, it's going to find the largest number. We put 2, it's going to find the second largest number. So our largest is 94. Let's find the third largest number, which is 45. Now with max, same thing. It's going to find the largest number of them all, but it does not give you the option of the second or third. Let's start from here. We change this, close it up, and 94. Now with rank is gonna rank any number you choose from a list. So for example, if you want to rank 37, it's gonna take us which place it's ranked from the whole list. So put rank right here. Now we want to rank the number 26, and we are ranking it from this whole list. And now the order is optional, but if you want it descending or ascending. Let's go ascending, close it off, and it's fourth. If we have 12, 21, 22, 26, it's the fourth, right? Let's do it again. So we want the number 26. We want from everything. But this time we want it descending. Let's see which place it goes. And it's the 5th place. And that was all of those formulas. Thank you.
First, we need to know what we are looking for in order to know where to put in the slots below. For example, let's say we are looking for what types of messages and how many likes we actually have on the different types of messages. First step, we'll go to type and drag it down to rows. So now we have the rows. We know that we have other options like filters, columns, and volumes, but rows makes it so that it's more organized this way. Now we want to know which rows receive the most likes. We have found the lifetime post impressions by people who have liked the post, and we take that, putting it to our value section. Then it'll show you all the values you have based off of what type of post it was. Here it shows that all the posts that have links got this many likes. All the photos has this many likes. And then it adds up to the total, but this part is blank. And that's because those are posts that weren't links or photos. There is a way to remove that if we just wanted only the links and the photos. So we click on the little arrow, we deselect that blank area. Now we only have the links and photos. So now that we have our pivot table, we will make a pivot chart because it'll be easy to see our data on a chart. So we'll click on this and highlight it. Click on that as well, and we'll go to Insert, click on Pivot Chart, and then we'll have many options. We can choose different charts. We can do a pie chart, you can do a bar, you can do area, whatever works for you. I'm going to do a pie chart for this one. And notice that the numbers are not showing. So when this happens, what we'll do is click on the chart. And go to the design and click on add chart element and then click on chart title. And it will give you options and adds, here's a couple different things that it does. We'll add the numbers, and now we have them. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.